We're here at AP Live. Miss Sara B, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So your new CD is coming out this September, your sophomore release. It's been 3 years since your debut has been out. How are you feeling right now?
I'm good. It's hot here in New York. I don't know if you've noticed. It's a little warm, and but I'm good. We're just now sort of getting back into the swing of things and starting up. Getting back on the road and playing some live shows, and of course doing some press stuff as well. So it's exciting. I've had a long time off, so I feel rejuvenated and kind of ready to go.
What was the energy like in the studio when you were putting this new CD together, Kaleidoscope Heart?
The energy was amazing. It was, I think back to my first record, and I realized how scared I was of everything, and everything I was experiencing was really for the first time. And so I think I was really guarded and sort of just nervous and had a lot of anxiety about how it's going to turn out. And I felt very sort of protective of everything. And just over the course of having had more experiences, I've let a lot of that go, which is really liberating and feels amazing to just enjoy the process. So I loved my producer. His name is Neil Avron, and we had great chemistry just from day one, and it was easy. I kept calling my manager leaving the studio going I don't know what to do. I'm so happy right now, I don't even know what to do.
What I guess because in the beginning you're saying you were super nervous about the first CD. When you look at the success of that, how do you kind of view it? How does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm incredibly proud. We worked so hard on that first record as well. We took almost a full year to record it, and I was very grateful that everyone involved, Eric Ross, the producer, as well as the label and my management, were really patient with us and with me in particular, and letting me sort of go through the process at a pace that was a little bit more digestible for me, because it was scary to me. I don't know why, it just was, but I look back and I'm so proud. I made sure that when we closed the chapter on any given song on that record, it was a song I loved, and I loved the way it sounded. I would sing along to it in my car, and I wanted to make a record that I would have loved to listen to, and even when I listen back now, I still feel like that's it's very indicative of where we were at the time.
Mm-hmm. I know for the songwriting aspect of the new CD, you said it was almost like pulling teeth.
Oh God, yeah.
And I wonder, why was it like that in the beginning?
It was just there's the cliche of the sophomore slump, and you have your whole life to write your first record. Everyone always says you have your whole life to write the first record, and then you got to cram your second one in just a few months. And I think I got caught up in the expectation, and it was such a blessing to have had success with the first record, but it was kind of unexpected, and I hadn't I don't know, I hadn't really prepared for what would come after that. So get back to the place, get back home and have some time off, and then when it's time to start writing again, it's like, well, what am I gonna do? I don't want it to suck.
What was so I guess because I think you even said some of the songs were shitty.
Oh yeah.
And what were they about? I guess that.
Oh, they were just about. I guess partially it was me being exploratory in the sense of just trying on different genres and styles and subject matter, and but ultimately a shitty song to me is one you don't care about. If I don't care what I'm saying, then why the fuck else would anyone yell? Why would anyone else care? So, and I certainly don't want to be singing songs, 10 years in the future. Luckily if I get there, but, I don't want to be singing songs that don't matter to me. So I tried to weed those guys out.
When was the point where you realized that you were starting to write the songs that you knew would be a good reflection of you for your sophomore CD?
There's a song called Uncharted, which for me, oh, thanks. It's totally it's the centerpiece for the record for me. And it was a song that I wrote actually after having coffee with Eric Ross, who's the producer of the first record. And I was just unloading on him and just saying how hard I was, how hard the writing had been. And he was like, well, it sounds like you need to really just sort of chain yourself to the piano and you need to write about this. And it was such a, the aha moment that you feel like, why wasn't I doing this before? I was like, yeah, that's what I've always done, is just write about what you know and write about what's familiar to you. That's the only way you're going to get any authenticity anyway. So, but that song just sort of at least reminded me what it felt like to write a song I cared about. So it was like, oh, let's go for that.
For the, because I know you got to get you deserve a lot of credit for writing a lot of your songs by your, like every song on this is you wrote all by yourself, right?
Yes. Well, I co-wrote one song with a good friend of mine, and then also I co-wrote a song with my band members. Right. So I'm not a great co-writer, though. I have a lot of respect for people that can do it well. I am terrible at it.
Why?
Maybe I'm a control freak, which is that's the negative side of it. I'm a perfectionist. That's a nice way to say it. I don't know. I feel like what comes out of it is always something I feel a sense of detachment to, and it sort of makes me feel like, I don't know, unable or unwilling to want to sing it as a part of my normal repertoire. It just doesn't feel like it fits.
Right. I wonder too, because Eric produced the entire first CD,
right,
and Neil does this one. Did you go back? I guess, how did you make that decision to not? Because the formula with him really worked.
Yeah,
Did you think like, okay, Eric, let's go back in and do some new songs?
I really wanted to just move in a new direction. Eric and I are still great friends, and he's obviously a very talented producer. But I was really ready to just not have any sort of repeat experiences. I felt like such a different person at that place. Going into the second record, I was ready to, I don't know, just open up to whatever else is out there. It, doesn't mean that I wouldn't go back and work with him again in the future, but, and I'm really grateful that I moved in a new direction. This has all been really lovely and inspiring, and I grew a lot from that first record and have had so many different, new things under my belt now. It's really nice to let that be reflected in where the music is going.
Well, I read that you met up with Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was awesome. It was a little traumatic. He got a haircut while we were in the studio together, and I was like, I don't know what I was supposed to do.
Write a song about a haircut?
Yeah, right. He is incredibly charismatic and charming and smart and so talented, and he was really sweet. I think I didn't, like I said, I'm not a very good collaborator, and I didn't really know how to do it. And so I think I felt really uncomfortable just with the process, and so I think that's probably why we didn't really get anything out of it, but I was super excited that I was even there with him. It's like, and I told him that. I was like, hi, one of these things is not like the others. I do not belong here at all, so thank you for letting me in your studio. He's a really cool guy, though.
Do you think that, I don't know if you guys did like one song or a couple songs, but do you think that could end up somewhere else, like on another album, or maybe
I would love the idea. Well, I'd love to probably reapproach it, instead of using what we ended up with. I'd love to do it again, and now that it's not such a new experience, I think I have that tendency that my knee-jerk reaction is to sort of clam up and close myself off to doing something I've never done before, and it's totally something I'm trying to let go of. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I get so, nervous. I think I was starstruck, honestly. I think I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Let's talk about the first single, King of Anything. How did that come about?
King of Anything was sort of a pep talk. It's actually very similar to the way Love Song came about. It was the last song I wrote before I went into the studio, and it was written at the point where I was just starting to share the music, and then people start to give you their feedback on it, and you're like, oh, oh, you don't like that part so much, and you think I should change those words, and you think it's like realizing that you're opening yourself up again to a whole bevy of criticism. And I think I was trying to sort of build up my armor a little bit and remember that everyone's going to have an opinion. There's lots of people that aren't going to like this record, that aren't going to, that don't like my music anyway, and people feel very vocal. Like people are really brave in what they say to you these days, and it's kind of like, of course you can't take it to heart, but it hurts your feelings sometimes, when people don't like what you do and they're happy to tell you. It's still personal. That's my art. Those are my stories.
Right. Is it easier to, I guess, to kind of deal with the criticism, or not even just criticism, just I guess if someone disagrees, by writing a song about it? And
that's, I think, where I feel my most sort of empowered. Is I feel like if I can't say it to your face, I might say it in a song. But that's that's how I process my world, and if that song then gives me a sense of confidence or feeling at ease with the situation, then that's how it goes for me.